Cost per square foot has got to be one of the most misleading phrases in construction. You can have two of the exact same size homes and completely different prices for each. So I'm going to get into this, and I'm going to have a case study that cost per square foot was originated back in the war times when they would create wartime homes. And it was a system that they formulated so they could mass produce homes throughout the country. So that's how it was established, and it carried forward, and somehow it just stuck with the industry. Realtors use it, appraisers use it, and clients use it. So I'm going to start with a situation. I think this will explain it best. I had was a client gave me a set of drawings and a specification, great set of drawings to work with, great set of specifications to work with. It was a very complex build. It had high ceilings, rake windows, vaults. It had lots of jogs in the foundation. Roof line was extremely complex. This was something that I needed to send out to have the different trades put together some accurate numbers so I could have a productive meeting. They had sent this out to a couple other builders. One of the builders was a very large volume builder. They worked in their own developments on their own land. So their numbers would always come in lower than what ours would, and most of the other builders in the area. So you never knew whether they were just discounting the land value to bring down the cost per square foot. So they would play with the numbers a lot. Look at the square footage, you'd be like, okay, well, specifications are similar. So when I sat down with the client, they had met with the architect to put together the drawings, and they were running off of cost per square foot with this architect. And I don't think the architect understood cost per square foot and how all these design features and all these crazy details affect that number. You can have the same size house for square footage. Your big money is the kitchens, anything with water. That's where you're adding. And then obviously volume, height, and structural components. They inherited the land from grandparents. It was right on the lake, beautiful views. And my numbers that I had for them without doing an oil sample done on the site were pretty accurate. I was comfortable with my numbers. Sitting down with them was kind of uncomfortable because they had a number in their head. A number, when I presented to them, was not something they were very comfortable with. It was interesting because they walked out of there. They were not happy with me. And I did tell them, if you want to work with the number you have, we'll reverse engineer it down so that we can remove some of these vaults. And they had a staircase that was curved and flared out at the end. They had huge rake windows. This was a beautiful home, without question. They met with the other builder, the large volume, and the other one. When they met with this large volume builder, they had the same specifications, same drawings, everything, which was good because we had a real case study to work with. And the numbers were almost the same. So they realized at that point it's much more budget-friendly builder when you have the same specifications, details, square footage, it's all the same. They had high square footage, cost per square foot numbers because of all the complexities. They didn't really want to work with bringing the numbers down. And I don't blame them. It was beautiful. And the lot deserves a house like this for sure. I mean, 100%. But it was an eye-opener for them. And I don't think they ever really built. Last time I was in that area and I looked over the site, there was nothing there. The cost per square foot's never going to come down. I mean, that just doesn't happen. This was a few years ago. I'm sure the number's substantially more. I just think cost per square foot using that system is very misleading. It's okay with a small cookie cutter. If you're repeat, that works. It definitely does. And a lot of builders work with that. Volume builders, they do, and it works for them. But when you're getting into custom, that's where the numbers, they just lie to you at that point. I mean, those numbers just don't work. They're fictitious. I just want to sum everything up. So we know that adding more windows, more engineering, more complex roof, more complex foundation, more bathrooms, all these things add cost. You got to look at it in another way now. You've got a 2,000 square foot footprint. You've got 8-foot ceilings. You go up to 9-foot ceilings. You've just added more studs, more insulation, more paint, taller studs. And now you go up to 20 feet, open area above. Still have that 2,000 square foot footprint that you're working with. So now that cost per square foot, you've got rake windows up there. You've got HVAC upsizing that you got to pay for. That's cost per square foot. You've got taller studs, engineered studs. You've got all these different complexities now that are still involved with that 2,000 square foot footprint that you're working with. That's all the usable space you have. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about square footage. You've got to have the value and have the same footprint, but increase it even double, but the same size bathrooms or same amount of bathrooms, same size kitchen. Now your cost per square foot gets diluted now. It actually goes down because you don't have those expensive bathrooms, anything with water, kitchens, bathrooms. Those are the items that start to increase quickly over engineering, higher vaults. Those all add costs. So you have that same square footage of 2,000 square feet. Just remember that. You've got a nicer looking home, wow factors all there. That's what you're paying for, is wow factor. You're not actually paying for usable square footage. Hope this video helps and gives you a better understanding of cost per square foot. I know it's a little confusing. I've had to explain this to so many people over the years. So if you have any questions, absolutely reach out to me or visit me on my site at scottgrozelle.com. And I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.